Hey y'all, Chris from Keyfarm. So in the last video I introduced y'all to the new shop and it's been really useful. And I mentioned that we're getting a pickup truck for a project. Now this is not groundbreaking, this is not new. Wow, so I'm sitting here next to the kerosene heater editing this video and there's at a point where it gets kind of shaky. That's just because it's cold out here and I'm on the verge of shivering. Keep watching. We've all seen a Predator 212 in a vehicle before, but I haven't put one in a pickup truck. Of course, I got the one in the tractor, and it's been really useful. I use it every time I move hay around. But I thought, you know what? I need one of those pickup trucks. So I located a pickup truck. Long story short, I paid $400 for this pickup truck, and it came with a title, so that's going to be important. I'll get to that in a minute. I sold the engine that was in it for $200. So, y'all, this is a Mazda. I wanted an S10, but everybody wants an S10 for race cars and everything, so had to go with a square body Mazda. It's a 91. It's a B2200. So check this out. I am steadily making this thing lighter. I've already pulled the engine out. The exhaust is off of it. The fuel tank's coming off of it. Anything that's not needed will come off of it. I'm going to try to leave the interior the way that it is. I may pull the bed off just for kicks. I may put linear actuators on the bed and make it where it'll dump 2,000 pounds, which it can't hold 2,000 pounds. That's a different project for a different day. So check this out. The plan is to put a Predator 212 in this truck to get it moving and get the mechanics right, which that's going to be fun enough, but I'm only expecting maybe 15 miles an hour out of it. And then, I always wanted to put a 22 horsepower Predator in one of these, but they've just gotten to where they cost so much. So check this out. I've already ordered this Duramax 18 horse. I mean, the price difference between this and the Predator, there's no comparison. So, we're going to go with this one. So you remember a minute ago when I said that I got the title with this truck and why that was important? If I can get 50 miles an hour out of this truck with that bigger engine, I'm going to put a license plate and insurance on it. And we'll have some fun running around the neighborhood. And, you know, when you come out of the gas station and you go over and pull the rope that's hanging out of the hood, that'd be pretty interesting. All right, let's see what I've done so far and what I still got left to do. Alright y'all, so check this out. There's my 5-speed transmission. Of course, when you pull the motor out, there's nothing to support the front of the transmission. It's got a jack under it right now. So you see right here, I'm kind of fabricating up a new mount for that. I have these two pieces here that I'm going to show on the screen. Basically what that is a 1-inch coupler for a shaft like that one, and the eye out of the clutch. So, alright, a lot of these projects that people have done, they just weld something to the input shaft. I don't like to do that. I don't want anything that when I take it apart, I got to grind it and cut it apart. I want it to be engineered just like where you can work on it. I don't want to have to work on stuff, grinding and cutting it apart. So what I do is I take that 1-inch coupler and that eye to that clutch and I send it off to a machine shop where they can true it up and weld it together, and that's what I call my coupler piece. And then once you got that piece, it's real easy to connect all your new stuff onto it. Alright, so let's talk about new stuff for a second. So this is a 1-inch shaft with a keyway already cut in it, and you see that sprocket. But we're not going to use a sprocket on this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, let's see if we can get in here and see this. So, if you're not familiar with the Predator 212 boat, this is about a 4.5, 5 foot by 2 foot boat that I built an inboard engine in. Got all the mechanics that goes out to a prop. It's a really awesome piece of video. I'll put it right up here at the top of the screen if you'd like to watch it. So anyway, this is a centrifugal clutch that drives a belt instead of a chain. So, what the plan is, when I get my engine plate and everything built down here, I'm going to either use that clutch or another one just like it. And instead of driving a big old sprocket like that, we're going to drive this. Where'd I put it? That is a 16-inch V-belt sprocket. So, just for visual sake, it's going to go something like that. Predator 212 will have to sit somewhere up here. Alright. Look, that's the biggest V-belt sprocket I could find. Last weekend I went about 40 miles to a Rural King to pick it up. And look, with a 5-speed transmission, the way I look at it, gear this thing as low as you can gear it, and then you can always shift another gear, because you're not going to have full use of your 5-speed transmission anyway, not with 6.5 horsepower at least, or even with the 18 horse. So I decided I'm going to go as low as I can go, and you know, if first gear turns out to be kind of a granny gear, so be it. I'm good with that. We'll take off in second or third or whatever it takes. And then you can always shift a gear for more speed until you run out of power. That's the way I look at it. Alright, so check that out. I got to get my pieces back from the machine shop where I can run my shaft out of the front of the transmission. The plan today is to finish this mount. Let me get that out of the way. Finish this mount to hold the front of the transmission up. And yes, we are going to run this one off of that centrifugal clutch at first. However, when we go to the 18 horse, we're not going to run it off of a centrifugal clutch. We're going to use more of maybe a double V-belt style. Run 2 V-belts off of just a solid pulley. And then, remember when I said this thing had a hydraulic clutch? Or maybe that was take 1 that I got rid of. I don't know. Either way, this thing's got a hydraulic clutch. I may just put a tensioner on those solid pulleys, and when you push the clutch, it'll take tension off and it'll allow it just to slip, you know, like the blades on a lawnmower. Which I kind of used my lawnmower as a point of reference, because a lot of lawnmowers are 18 horse and they'll drive a belt with blades all day long. So I figure, why can't you drive a vehicle with 18 horse through a belt? Well, we're going to find out and see if you can. I'm pretty sure you can. V-belts are pretty tough. And like I said, maybe we'll go double V-belts. Alright, y'all. So that is the current project. Thank you for watching. And love God, love people, and watch some of these other videos that are about to pop up.